Hi, today we're going to make raviolis, the way my mother and my grandmother used to make them. So, when we make raviolis, the whole family comes together and we make the raviolis together. It's certainly a family affair. It's so much fun. I never dreamt in my life that it would pass down from generation to generation like it does. I thought for sure I would be the last person to make homemade raviolis after my mom passed away. But it's so cool that that's not the case. My children have embraced it. They love doing it. My grandchildren love doing it. And now my great-grandchildren are also getting involved. So it's certainly a lot of fun to have the whole family together. And what better thing can you do as a family, especially an Italian family, is to cook together. All right, so let me show you how it's done. What you do, you make your filling. You get all your ingredients. It's the spinach, ground meat, grated cheese, egg. The complete recipe is in the description. The best thing to do is to put it in the refrigerator for overnight and let it cool. Because what you're doing is you're sautéing the ground meat and you're wilting the spinach. So it's going to be warm. You want to let it cool. Overnight's great. A couple hours is probably fine. And at that point, then you can use your filling, and it won't mess with the dough at all. Now, speaking of the dough, you put your dry ingredients in. You can use a KitchenAid or a food processor, and put all the dry ingredients in, and then drizzle your egg, water mixture in there until it forms a ball. So you take that ball, you put it on the flour table and play with it. Fill it. See how it feels. You want it to be not real soft, but you definitely don't want it to be hard. Now the best thing to do then is to put your dough on a flour surface and put a bowl on top of it. 15 minutes to a half an hour. Usually you can tell by taking the bowl off and looking at it. And what you're doing there is you're making it so everything melds together. So when you there's no lines or striations in it. That way when you run it through your pasta machine, it comes out nice and smooth. And there again, with the pasta machine, you start out with number 1 setting. That's your widest setting. You put some flour down. You make sure that it's nice and floured. You cut some pieces so they fit nice into the machine. You roll it out. You either hand roll it or you use, like me, I like to cheat. I like to put a motor on. Roll it out number 1. Take it down, put some more flour on it. You definitely want to put a lot of flour on it. You don't want it to be sticking into the machine. That'll cause problems. Do number 2, same thing, lay it down, flour it real good. Throw on number 3, number 4. At number 4, you're finished with the machine. And what my mom used to do is she would lay it down, number 4, get a roller, and roll it out a little bit, make it a little bit wider, because she would use the folding method. You lay the ground meat down, you fold it over, you split it, and then you cut it, and then you fork it, and that's the way my mom always did it, and that's the way I like to do it. But it's a little tricky if you haven't made raviolis very often. So the easy way to do it is to make 2 layers of dough. 1 layer, flour your surface, lay the 1 layer down, get your filling, and then you're going to have to experiment with the filling. About a tablespoon of filling is what you're going to need, depending on how big you make them. And then again, you're going to have to play around with that. So then you lay your filling on top of your dough. You get a second sheet and lay it down on top. And then they make a great little ravioli cutter. You put it down, you cut it, and it not only cuts it, but it cuts it and seals it at the same time. So that's a pretty nice setup. Like I say, that's, I kind of call that cheating, but you're going to be happier if you do that, or than if you keep trying to fold it and you have problems. It's going to be a lot easier. So at that point, once you have your raviolis made, you can either cook them right then, put them in boiling water, and they'll come to the surface. And after they come to the surface, give them about 2 or 3 minutes, and they'll be ready to go. Or you can freeze them. And what we do is we'll have cookie sheets, with flour on the cookie sheets, and lay the raviolis on the cookie sheet, fill it up, take it downstairs or wherever your freezer is, and freeze them. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. You want to freeze them until you can see that they won't stick together. So that's it. You freeze them and eat them whenever you want. I don't know what else. So I didn't even flip it. I just... That was everything.